my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. Thank you for choosing to spending your Thursday morning with us. Right now, on a rather serious note, the country has been on high alert since the very first ever outbreak of H5N8 avian flu in South Africa was reported in Mpumalanga last week. Now, the government has moved to ban the sale of live poultry following the confirmation of a second case in Standerton on Monday night. Now, to discuss what this means for the poultry industry and the South African public, we are joined on the line by Dr. Charlotte Nkuna, Senior Executive at the South African Poultry Association. Dr. Charlotte, good morning and welcome.
Morning, Yuan. Morning, team.
Thank you very much for joining us on the line. Let's talk about this. Is there serious concern for the outbreaks that we have seen so far?
Yes. The main concern for us is if the outbreak spread outside of where it is currently. So that's why we're on high alert to make sure that it doesn't move outside the area.
Now, while the sale, of course, of live hens have been banned, how does this affect poultry that have already been purchased but not consumed yet?
All the meat and eggs that are in supermarkets and shops is safe to eat. So consumers should not be worried about what they've bought already or what they would be buying at the shops at the moment, because the farms that have been affected, nothing has moved from there to retail or to the shops after the outbreak.
Okay, so it is so, because I mean it's still cause for serious concern, I think, for the general public. Well, let's talk about some symptoms. I mean, what are some of the symptoms should an H5N8 carrier, to look out for? Should they be presenting with these symptoms? I mean, what should you also do or start acting upon?
The most important symptom is when you see more than normal dead birds. So when the birds start dying in big numbers, then that's probably the only symptom that is telling at the moment, because the birds don't show much before they die.
Okay. Now I know that South Africa's neighbouring countries have suspended poultry imports from South Africa, and that's just as a measure of safety. How long is this likely to last? And I mean, how will this affect in turn our poultry industry?
Under normal circumstances, most countries would want you to have 3 months clean test before they accept your product. But in this case, with our neighboring countries, we may be able to negotiate to still either have it sooner or to be able to continue trading with them using establishments that have been registered for export, which are very tightly controlled.
Now, you spoke about the symptoms in terms of the poultry a little bit earlier on. Let's get back to the symptoms. What does it hold for humans? Should humans contract the virus? I mean, what advice could you give, and what should we be looking out for?
Yeah, and at this moment, people don't have to worry about this virus. It has been circulating in Europe for more than a year, and there have not been any human cases. So it doesn't seem to affect people, this kind of virus.
Okay, still we just need to be cautious. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Charlotte, and I'm sure we'll get an update from you pretty soon as well as to where we are standing with the situation.
Thanks, Ian. Thanks, viewers.
Thank you very much. That was Dr. Charlotte joining us on the line talking about the H5N8 outbreak. But we are definitely hoping that these actions enacted by the government and the poultry industry will allow us for the swift and effective containment of the situation.